And speaking of flu season, during the heavy masking and quarantining periods of the pandemic, we heard very little about the flu. Joining us right now to talk about COVID and flu concerns is McLean Children's Hospital Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Dominic Lucia. Hello, doctor.
Hello.
Well, now that there is less masking and there are more social gatherings, do we expect to see larger flu numbers?
Yeah, Leslie, I think that's a really good question. I think the answer really remains to be seen. We haven't seen those flu numbers yet. But if we look at what happened with RSV and rhinovirus and things like that, that really came back furiously in the pediatric population, even the adult population, we're really worried about what the flu season looks like this year.
Okay, so is it safe to get your flu shot along with your COVID shot?
Yeah, that's a great question. The answer is absolutely yes. You can even get them at the same time. The only recommendation is that you would get them in separate arms if you do get them at the same time, but perfectly safe to get them both.
Wow, I'm glad that you cleared that up because I definitely had heard some people talking about the fact that you don't want to mix the vaccines, so we're good to get them both together. That is great to know. So let's shift and talk a little bit more about COVID. How are numbers looking at the hospitals here in Temple?
Yeah, as we are proceeding forward, we're cautiously optimistic. The numbers are coming down. They're coming down across the county. They're coming down in our hospitals. When you talk about the pediatric population, in July, the positivity rate was 6%. The next subsequent months were 17% each, and now we're down to 10%. So when you look at that, we're definitely headed the right direction, but we're not out of the woods yet, and we still need to do the little things to keep each other safe.
Absolutely. And with, the holidays coming up, we've got Halloween just around the corner. Obviously, we're still wanting to slow the spread. Do you have any suggestions for safety measures people might want to take, especially when it comes to trick-or-treating?
Yeah, we want kids outside trick-or-treating, and outdoors is obviously going to be best. If they're indoors, we still would encourage that mask usage. But we want kids to go out and celebrate that holiday. If you're clumped in tight groups, the mask usage would also be recommended. But it's one of those things where we want these kids to enjoy the holiday, to be outside in the fresh air. And once again, hand washing, physical distancing when possible, but go out and enjoy that holiday, preferably outdoors.
And one other question just before we go about the flu vaccine. How young can children get that vaccine?
That's actually a vaccine that can even be done in the very young, the infant population. So have the parents talk to their doctor, their pediatrician, make sure they're eligible, and then go get that flu vaccine, and let's protect each other as we head into the flu season.
Okay, great. Dr. Lucia, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.